with some recent events that took place on both Global and JP Dokkan, I figured I might as well update this Global versus JP discussion, if you will, just so players understand what they're getting themselves into, because recently both Global and JP did share, this ad is crazy, man, both Global and JP Dokkan did, dude, leave me alone. Both Global and JP did share the Gohan and Orange Piccolo celebration, and the quote-unquote part 2 of the celebration brought the Easy Ace for Gohan and Easy Ace for Cell over on JP, but Global Dokkan did not receive them. Now, I'm going to explain to you why I think we did not receive them, and it makes sense to me, but I will tell you that at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because everyone in the entire community, mostly everyone, was extremely upset by this. Me personally, I wasn't upset, and I'm going to explain to you why, but it makes a lot of sense why players would be upset, right? When Global and JP share what looks like part 1, and then part 2 comes out and Global does not get what JP gets, it makes a lot of sense why Global players would be upset. And like I will always say, you have every right to be upset, okay? Especially if you really like this Gohan, or if you really like this Cell, if these are your favorite characters of all time. Like, there's a lot of reason to be literally upset. There's a lot of reason to want to quit the game. Like, I understand all of that. The point I'm trying to make with a video like this is, moving forward, what I would like from you is to understand that Global will never be treated the same way JP is. I don't really care if you're like an older player, or if you're a newer, and actually this video, I know many, OG players already know this, but if you're like a newer player, welcome to the video, by the way, and welcome to the community, by the way, but if you're a newer player when it comes to Dokkan, this is super important for you to understand. The reason why you would play JP Dokkan is because you want characters first, and you want characters first. You want to experience things first. The anniversary comes faster for you. Pretty much every single character comes faster to you, okay? That's why you would play JP Dokkan, all right? The reason why you would play Global Dokkan, there's many reasons, right? Maybe wanting to be able to read the actual text, what's going on, which I feel like is low-key underrated. Because I know many JP players who don't speak Japanese have to rely on the wiki and stuff to see what they're doing, or just have to memorize what these characters do, right? But being able to actually look at it in-game, I think is really, really cool. That's just me, right? But you would play Global if, again, you actually want to be able to read what's going on, have, the app in your actual language. You would play a Global Dokkan if you didn't really mind, having to wait a little bit. Because remember that Global, there's a lot of big celebrations that Global gets at the same time as JP does, right? But there's a lot of other instances where we have to wait a little bit. If you don't really mind waiting, if you sign up to play Global Dokkan, you have to understand that not only are you going to be waiting a little bit longer for certain units, but things like this are going to happen, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you this is so that your expectations can start, like, for me, I love Dokkan and I play Dokkan all the time, and the reason why I'm able to enjoy this game so much is because I genuinely do not expect anything from Global Dokkan. Now, I'm not saying it should be that way. I believe that Global and JP should have gotten this EZA. The same reason I believe that Global Dokkan should not be treated the way it does, or I guess it is, compared to the JP side of the thing. Okay, JP side of the game, sorry. But the reality of the situation is that we are treated that way. Global players are treated that way. So for you to expect every single thing that JP gets is something that's just, I feel like you are I don't want to say playing yourself, but you are really walking a fine line. And I think you're making it harder for yourself to enjoy the game. You see what I'm saying? I'll give you a perfect example, and one that still bothers me to this day, because I'm going to show you the instance where I stopped expecting things for Dokkan. And I don't know why I was so excited for this back in the day, but this is where my expectations just died for Global Dokkan, okay? back when STR Kefla came out, remember? STR Kefla dropped on JP, and Global Dokkan got the Global First UI Goku. I also have a video coming up pretty soon about Global First, so stay tuned. But anyways, so Global got UI Goku as the Global First, and JP Dokkan got this Kefla, okay? And then a few months later, UI Goku came to JP, and then Global got this Kefla in August of 2020. Now, when this Kefla dropped on JP, Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, as well as Physical Kale, got their Easy A's as part 2 of the celebration on JP Dokkan. As you guys can see, she dropped in May. Easy A's dropped literally a month later as part 2 of the celebration. I was really excited for both of these Easy A's. Not that they were like really crazy broken or anything like that, but I was just genuinely excited for these Easy A's to drop on Global, right? And so when we heard that Kefla was dropping in August, everyone was excited for the new Easy A's. At least I was, right? As you guys can see, Kefla dropped in August, and these Easy A's dropped in December. They, for no reason whatsoever, for absolutely no reason, they decided to hold these Easy A's back. I don't understand why that's the case to this day, but it's very interesting because Global Dokkan 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now actually, almost 3 years ago, held back Easy A's as part 2 of a celebration, and now here we are again 3 years later where JP Dokkan is holding back Easy A's once again. Now the reason why I personally think that Global Dokkan did not get these Easy A's, at least at the same time that JP, because we are getting these Easy A's, right? If you go into the Global, there's missions, literally missions in Dokkan, where it requires you to Easy A this cell, not specifically the cell, but it's like you have to Easy A an int character to go ahead and receive those missions, right? So these Easy A's are definitely coming very, very soon to Global. But the reason why I don't think they dropped that, at the same time is because Global Dokkan has its own schedule as well, not compared to JP, where JP, this entire month of January, is pretty much quiet, right? We're just moving and waiting, for more 8th anniversary info. But Global Dokkan can't just wait and have nothing to do. Global Dokkan is going to have its own Dokkan Fest, right? Which is dropping very soon for Global. The LR already dropped for this month as well, right? And so Global Dokkan didn't want to drop maybe this Golden Frieza with these Easy A's. Should that have been the case? No, I don't see why you can't do that. And maybe, hey, listen, maybe we get the data, information, the celebration information for this Goku, and we see these Easy A's in there, right? And worst case scenario, it's delayed by a few weeks. But for JP Dokkan, they literally have nothing happening this month besides, again, these Easy A's and a little bit of other content here and there, right? Nothing actually is happening, where Global, again, is going to have its own Part 2 LR, basically Part 2 LR, right? As well as Goku here, because we need to Global Dokkan has its own schedule that we need to continue moving forward. So we can't drop these Easy A's apparently and then wait another week and then start these units, because then Global Dokkan's schedule will just get messed up even more. So again, that's what I'm thinking could have possibly happened. But at the end of the day, what matters is that Global Dokkan, they know JP, the Dokkan devs know what they were doing with this. They absolutely knew, okay? And the point I'm trying to make in this video is, moving forward, just don't I know it's frustrating, and I get that, it's almost like extreme teasing, right, when Dokkan does things like this, but I want you to enjoy the game. And for you to continue having these high expectations. Honestly, it's not even a high expectation. I'll give you that. This is a very chill expectation to have, that Global gets what JP gets, especially when we share celebrations. I get that. But moving forward now, what I need you to do is, even when Global and JP are not sharing celebrations, just don't expect anything. Just don't expect Global to get the same thing JP gets. Just for whatever reason, I'm not saying to expect the worst, right? Honestly, you could expect the worst. The worse that you expect, the better, the happier you're going to be when Global, like for me, I'm telling you right now, I really want these Easy A's in game. I did not give a single, I didn't care when I realized that these two weren't coming to Global at the same time. I didn't care, because I already knew that in the bottom of my heart. I knew that some Global's Dokkan is going to mess up somewhere, and this is where it is. Okay, again, it sucks, but it is what it is, right? Now, if I was someone who had extremely high hopes, I was like, hey, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this easy on Global. And it's kind of embarrassing too, right? To sit here and really want something, and then Global Dokkan says psych. It's embarrassing and it's annoying, and we take the frustration out on the game. Again, I understand it. It should not be this way. I agree with you in the sense that it should not be this way, but the reality of the situation is that it is this way. So moving forward, if you want to continue playing Global Dokkan, this is what you need to do. You need to either set your expectations low, so that way things like this don't bother you and you can enjoy the game no matter what. Or your option is to continue playing Dokkan, continue getting upset, and then eventually quit the game, which I don't know why you'd like to live your life that way, but hey, it's up to you at the end of the day. You know, I'm not, you know, your parental or guardian. I'm not, you know, I'm not telling you what to do with you, you know, how you want to live your life or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's a lot easier to live a life of low expectations, so that way when things happen, you get excited, rather than having your hopes up for a game like Global Dokkan, where they do not tend to live up to things like that very often, which can lead you to be a little frustrated quite often. And then, you know, I don't know. Or you're okay. Basically, what I'm saying is your options either play Dokkan and play Global and expect things like this to happen. You can either continue playing Global and continue being mad. I don't know why you do that. Or you quit Dokkan altogether, or you play JP. Those are unfortunately your 4 options. Me personally, I've chosen the route that's going to give me the most happiness. That's not going to get me upset and allows me to, you know, to actually enjoy this game as much as I do. So, I don't know. I just feel like this entire situation has really made me want to update. Because I did a video similar to this a few months ago. But I didn't know Dokkan would do something like this, where it's, again, part 1, we get something. Because usually, when Global and Dokkan share something, the entire celebration is shared. We don't, like, miss out on a specific EZA. But this time, it really does. I understand that these two really feel like the part 2. I think if you look at the celebration name for Global and JP, it's different. Like, I think the celebration, or the part 2 celebration name for JP, where these EZAs were actually within, the celebration name is different than what Global got, which makes a lot of sense. That basically means that Global and JP have parted their basically after Gohan and Orange Piccolo, Global Dokkan and JP Dokkan parted ways. Global got Golden Frieza and JP got these 2 EZAs. So it's not necessarily part 2. It's not really part 2, but it just feels like part 2 because we're used to getting, you know, content, part 1 new units, and then part 2 EZAs, and so on and so forth. So it's very, very misleading what Dokkan did, especially on the heels of the beastless Gohan scenario, right? So again, a lot of L's already for Global Dokkan in 2023 and Dokkan in general in 2023, but also a lot of W's. I already listed out your options. Play the game and be happy. Play the game or just stay upset, I guess. Quit Dokkan altogether, or just play JP Dokkan, or main, I should say main JP Dokkan. There's a lot of content creators like Truth who are covering JP, so you don't have to necessarily miss a beat. You know, he literally uploads 50 million videos a day, so he'll definitely keep you updated on things like that. But yeah, those are honestly all your options. I don't really know what else to tell you. I just hope that you can continue to enjoy Dokkan. That's what I want for you. I want you to enjoy Dokkan, and that's why I'm making this video, because I feel like continuously expecting things, you know, even though you should be able to expect things. That's I want to make that clear. All right, so it's not fair that we have to do this, but it is what it is. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.